What's going on, everyone? Good evening. Good evening? No, it's not good evening. It's maybe it's good evening over where these lads are. But yeah, welcome back to Real Reds Talk, authentic football fan channel dedicated to Manchester United. We keep lining up these special guests, and today is no different. We welcome a shoeman, if I'm pronouncing that right, from the United Road. So thank you for coming on. I'm going to practice my Hindi, and you can tell me how my Hindi is, okay? Namaste, aapka siyam. Is that okay?
That was really good. That was really nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm doing fine, Nick. How are you? And thanks for having me, guys, on this channel.
Yes, absolutely.
Me and Danny, we were talking before as well about me coming over there or you guys coming over onto my channel as well. But finally, we have made it happen. So here I am.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, connecting fans global, etc. It's obviously always a pleasure to have Shreyas and Dan on as well. Been two pillars of this channel. So welcome to you two lads as well. I'm not going to leave you two out, but I'm also not going to speak Hindi to you because you've heard that namaste too many times.
Yeah, happy to be on with Anshuman. Actually, it was a long one of my task. So finally it happened today. So we're happy to have him on.
Very nice. Shreyas, how are you? How are you doing, pal?
Yeah, doing perfectly well. I didn't really know Anshuman stayed in Delhi as well. So now I know that he stays in Delhi. So that's
well. I was just about to say,
yeah.
You got two Delhi boys and one Southern Indian, right? Is that right, Dan?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a first for me, but yeah, we'll get into the show very, very shortly. I just want to say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, smash a like on the video, and if you want to become a Real Red Ultra member, click the join button next to the notification bell and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. If we're going live about the ownership updates, transfers, etc., all that kind of stuff, that's where we'll be. So I want to jump straight into it. I want to discuss the ownership, transfers, the season just passed, and what's in store for United. But what I want to know, first of all, is Anshuman, is how you started with the United Road and your YouTube channel and how the kind of journey's been so far for yourself.
To be very honest, it was my dad's idea. My profession is basically I'm in the sports industry. I'm a writer, I'm an editor. So I write about football, I write about cricket. But now I have shifted full time to editing. So I am working for 12 Man Times. So my basically job is to cover the top 5 leagues when it comes to football. And then when it comes to cricket, I have to cover everything. From TNPL, now your NatWest is going on as well, the T20 in England. So I cover all that stuff. So during COVID time, I was stuck with my grandma's and my dad was like, this was your chance where you could have started. But now that you are stuck over there, you can still do it because the world is going to be like this for the next year or so, So I think I missed out on an opportunity where I could have started in 2020, when the COVID started, basically. I was all home. But then where I was, there was no internet connection in terms of whether I could set up my camera or anything. So when I came back to Delhi, I started in 2021. And just for the love of it, if any of you are on my channel already, you could see that, I am there to interact. I am not like, all right, just information or anything like that. Because you guys can get it anywhere. You go to Romano's page, you get it. But for fans, it's always great to interact with what the other fans are feeling, So if someone like De Gea, someone don't like De Gea, but that's fine. That's where we are as fans. So that's how my journey started in 2021. It's been 2 years now, 5,000 plus. So yeah, steady flow. Because of the work, I cannot devote like 24 hours, like most of the people are doing right now who are into like full time into it. So I can just give it after my work. So that's why I stream around 9:30, 10 p.m. according to my time. So that's how it is so far.
I like it. And what's the again, Shreyas and Dan, you can add into this if you want as well, but what's the fan base like in India from like a cultural perspective? Is it as passionate? Is there a lot of debate? Is there certain like ways they kind of go about it?
It's a way of life, to be very honest. Football in India, Indian football, I won't say it's a way of life. It's a way of life for few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Premier League is a way of life. When you go to South, then it's different. They have a footballing culture. Yeah. When you look at Kerala, when you look at Tamil Nadu, these places, they have a few, local fan base as well. The fans that they support the local clubs. But when you go into North, when you go into Mumbai, when you go into Delhi, these part of the world. So here it's like all about the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's all about the Premier League. Whether you support, La Liga, Real Madrid, and Barcelona, they have a fan base, but just because Ronaldo used to play for them and Messi used to play for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right now, you will ask 90% of the Barca fans, they won't even know the 10 guys that's playing for them.
Yeah, just
You know,
Messi,
Yeah, true.
Messi in there,
Yeah.
Messi at right back, Messi is at the
Yeah.
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
You know,
that-
but yeah, in the recent years now, usually like 4 or 5 years ago, it was 1 or 2 City fans. Now their number has grown to 10. You know, so I am willing to take on 10 of them, you know, wherever they can. So, but yeah, you know, many people ask me this question, Nick, you are not the first one. They are like, how big is United, you know, when it comes to India? And I just tell them that the only fan base that even comes close to United in terms of the following is the Arsenal and the Liverpool one.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are in their mid 40s and they will, you know, but they have seen everything. You know, not the Arsenal fans, they have not seen a European trophy, but Chelsea fans, you know, and Liverpool fans. You know, they are the most staunch supporters out here. After that, yeah, the younger kids are into City, as I said. Now they are moving to, you know, Real Madrid. But then La Liga timings, you know, is very late. So for them, it's not possible to watch every game. For us, even if it's like 1:30, but now we are in that age group right now where we can go and watch every game.
Exactly.
So anyone who comes and asks whether Man United is the biggest club or not, I'm like, hands down, it's like 9:10. That's the ratio I always say.
Yeah, I know the India in general, because I looked at it myself, is absolutely massive. Even with our channel, we look at the demographics, the kind of follow and stuff, and India is huge. Obviously, main reasons have been these two global superstars there as well. But yeah, just Shreyas, Dad, talk to me, because I know about I like how when Shuman's got a few digs in there about City and Arsenal stuff as well. But yeah, Shreyas, you had moments with certain Liverpool fans. Would you still say in that regard that United is the biggest, even still? I know Liverpool and Arsenal are popular over there, but United's top dog, right? Still?
Yeah, it definitely is. And when I was in school, the usual divide definitely used to be between Liverpool, United, and Chelsea. And there were loads of them. Even in my college now, most of them are Liverpool fans. Some of them are United fans, but if you look at it as a whole, if you look at Delhi as a whole, you will see a very strong and massive base for Manchester United. I think there is also a group in Delhi itself or in the NCR region, and they meet up every single weekend to watch matches together. And during I think it was the Carabao Cup final when we won. They were all in tears. They were in the banquet of a hotel or in the lobby of an hotel, and they were crying.
We have 3 fan clubs out here, which are recognized by United.
Yeah.
So when you look at United's page, we have 3, you know, recognized fan clubs here. So one goes by the name of MU Delhi. One goes by the name of MUFC NCR Delhi. And one goes by the name of wait, I will just check because this is one of the
One of them was, I think it was the
MUFC
NCR
Delhi
one. I think it was the NCR. The NCR one was reposted by Rashford.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Nice.
So the one that I'm talking about, Manchester United SC Delhi. So we were officially recognized 3 or 4 years back, just before the COVID. And ever since then, it's, you know, ongoing process. And here we have to have 50 members, but we usually get like 200 to 250 for every game.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. I love hearing things like that, because obviously I don't experience it myself. I haven't seen it. I've only spoke to these lads and kind of get it off them. Yeah, Dan, the comment there kind of resonated with me when Anshuman said about Messi and Ronaldo, because obviously the Real Madrid kind of link for yourself was a thing. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Your love for Ronaldo?
So the reason I started watching football was because of Ronaldo, because when he was there in Manchester United. So that's where actually in our school days, the football game is not that popular at that time. I mean, I'm talking about 2006-07. So that's where this competition between
Shreyas?
Yeah.
Is it fine now? Yes.
Yeah. Nick said the light shouldn't go out, and the light did go out.
Okay.
One second. I'm just fixing everything right now. I connected it to my mobile hotspot, so we are still live, but the KBs are very low.
Okay. Well, we need to set a new stream up. I'll do it now.
I don't think we need to set a new stream up, but we just need to wait for a little bit.
Do you want me to set a stream up?
No.
I think we are live.
We are still live. We just need to wait for a bit for the Wi-Fi to become active.
Are we live? Are
Yeah.
we not live?
We are live, but the quality
Yeah,
is...
we are live.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this leaves me in limbo then. I don't know. Let us know, viewers, if it's audible, if it's viewable, I will continue. If not, I'll have to set another stream up very quickly. So let me have a look at this and I'll judge it for myself. This is going absolutely splendid, by the way. Love it.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday, everyone. Let me have a look.
Wi-Fi will become active.
Yeah, no, that's... We have to start a new one because it's not watchable.
One sec.
Obviously, I'm with Qatar right now, and the way they have talked about how much money they want to put in and how they actually want to get things done. Glazers, we all know, even right now, even after all the things, all the reports that has come in the media through Reuters and through other Qatari sources as well, they're still trying to make sure that they can get, SGR to. They're not willing to give the exclusivity to the Qataris. After that, you cannot talk to any other owners. So right now, they are still trying, in a last-ditch effort that they can get another bid out of nowhere, from SGR. So Qataris, obviously, we all know they are going to be the owners. But at this point of time, the only problem is the window for me is already fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because for our window to become a success, it has to be done like a month before. Because our negotiation and everything takes time. And when we go out and when we try to sign any player, every time we have to overpay. Then they will ask for 90, we will say 70. They will ask for 85, we will say 75. That's how it goes because we don't have a negotiator as such.
Yeah.
So our window is fucked up, and that's what I keep on saying on my channel as well, that right now, the biggest win as a United fan that we can take from this window is Glazers going out.
Yeah.
Even if that means that our club, suffers in the transfer window, it's okay. Just take one for the team. Because as fans, we cannot do anything. We can just hope that it sorts out as soon as possible. But Glazers, knowing Glazers, I won't be surprised if they take it to the wire. Keep on going, keep on going. We all know our first game is on 12th. The manager is adamant on getting the signings done. Every other team is making the signings. We are already losing out on Kim Min-jae transfers. Obviously, we have to talk about it. I'm just saying one example. The best centre back that we could have got is already going out because he doesn't know whether we are going to make a move or not.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to dive into transfers and stuff because I agree with most things you've said there, to be fair. Trey, Aston, do you kind of agree with them comments as well in terms of the ownership? Obviously, I know you guys want the Glazers out and things like that, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit more in terms of what that means in India and stuff. But yeah, Dan or Trey, as either one, just on the ownership in general, do you agree with the Qatari thing?
Yeah, I think I do, and most of the people that I have actually come across in my vicinity also agree with it as well. That we all know why this is being delayed. We all know why there were so many rounds and so many negotiations. It was because the Glazers wanted every single penny that they could get from the club. Even though they haven't invested anything into the club, they're trying to take out every single penny that they could from the club. And they're trying every single maneuver in order to force both of Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well as Sheikh Jassim to actually pour more money into the club, because if it wasn't that way, this saga would have been ended by February itself. There would have been no more rounds when we saw the first time that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was ahead in the race and Sheikh Jassim wasn't. They wanted Sheikh Jassim to come back so that this kind of a drama and this kind of unrest could actually carry on into the transfer window as well. And I genuinely believe that we won't receive any clarity till the time it's officially announced, because genuinely no one knows what is going on with the club when it comes to the ownership.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
Yeah, and I think similar to what even Anshu has said. I mean, even I'm in favor of Qataris because just because I know that we all know that Ratcliffe, the point of Ratcliffe coming into club is will make both Glazers and Ratcliffe run the club together, and that's not at all a good idea. It's like we are having two Glazers instead of one. So I'm not at all in favor of that scenario. And if Ratcliffe would have been maybe buying the whole club 100%, that maybe small portion of me might have been leaning towards Ratcliffe. But Qatar is the owners that can give us what we want: the money, the infrastructure side of it, the players we want to buy, to bring this club into where it it dip- it where Manchester United should be. That's only Qatar can do it. I don't think Ratcliffe, if comes in, he can do, because if he spends somewhere around 5.5 to 6 billion, then his bank is already empty. So he do not have much amount to spend on the club. But at the same time, Qatari, even if they pay around 6 billion, they have a lot of money in their bank, in their account, to spend on the club and to bring the club where it belongs. And that's where, and already as Anshu also mentioned, that the first game is, I think, somewhere around 12th of next month, and before that day, our team should have been sorted. The incomings and outgoings should have been sorted. Then only it will give Ten Hag some time to build the team accordingly. Because this was the problem last season when the preseason was over, until when we initially started our transfer business and buying players, and now it seems like it's going the same line. And I think it will go till the end. This Qatari and the Ratcliffe saga will not end pretty soon, as it seems.
Well, it's clear that it's having an effect on the transfer window. I'm assuming you've seen things now like Kim Min-jae looks like he's going to go to Bayern Munich. All the other Rasmus Højlund, his price has been bumped up. You're talking about probably 70 million for Costa. The Mason Mount's going back and forth. Chelsea saying that they want 70 million. Who are your prime targets for this summer, and what areas of weakness in terms of priority as well should we go for, do you think?
Just whether you go for any signing or not, make sure that David De Gea is not handed a new contract. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Whether you sign a backup or not, that's a totally different thing at this point of time. But if you really want to grow as a club, you cannot keep on giving finished players new contracts. That's the first thing you have to learn. Here we have Man City, they're living treble winner, their captain to go on a free.
Yeah.
And here we are, 2023, sticking with De Gea, trying to play from the back and giving 12 passes away in a FA Cup final. So that's the difference we are talking about.
You're speaking my language there.
What?
You're speaking my language there. That final with De Gea, and even the semi-final in the FA Cup, the amount of times he was giving it away, honestly.
The guy had made 60 cross claims out of 2,857. That's 2%.
Yeah.
And that's the number of crosses that Martinez has just collected in this season.
Yeah.
So that shows the level of keeping that we are dealing with right now. All respect to De Gea, many people debate his legendary status. For them, De Gea might be a legend, might not be. For me, he is, for the way he has done things in the past. But then we have already numbered his days in terms of what he has brought to this club in the last 5 years. So that's why my priority after, I won't even say after, I think the striker and the goalkeeper. It's like 50-50. We need both the positions sorted out. Even if you are missing out on a Mason Mount because, Glazers might stay with us and we just have like 120 million plus sales, I would spend that 150, 120, 150, whatever it is, on a striker as well as on a keeper. That's it. So I will start with the striker and keeper. That's it.
I absolutely agree with that. I remember the Athletic reporting, and I've said this on the channel a few times. They were saying the priority-wise was, I think it was a striker on number 8 and then a right back, which I never understood, because I would happily go another season for Wan-Bissaka and Dalot competing against each other and then get a new keeper in, because I think it's essential in terms of how we want to play out from the back. It's just how Ten Hag wants to play, and it's so evident, especially when you watch someone like an Onana in the Champions League final. Yeah. Treyas, I know David De Gea was the apple of your eye, and he's been a massive supporter of him since he was a kid, basically. Yeah. Is your thoughts, your views changing towards that now?
It has. I think I said it during the West Ham game as well, and before a couple of times as well, that I understand that even taking me out of the equation, there are still a lot of fans that want De Gea to continue, but they need to understand that players have their eras, and I have been a De Gea supporter since 2009, 2010, the first time I saw him. So people need to understand that sometimes you need to move on from the idea in order because as a whole, I don't think that if the hair stays, he would make the club better now. I think we need to move on. We need to get in a different profile of a player at that goalkeeping position, someone who can stick around as long as the hair did, I would say, to make us stable at the back and be sure to carry on that legacy as well that we've been having um, at that goalkeeping spot because no need to disrespect the hair. I think he's just come to that point that he cannot progress any further in his when it comes to his game. He's given us some very very good years of his career. He's been one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, even in Europe at time as well. So I think it's just come to the point that we need to pay our respect, say thank you for your service, and allow him to move on and allow us to move on to the future as well with Ten Hag.
Yeah, I think that's one thing, Dan, that people need to. I get the point that we want him to leave. I want him to go. I want a new keeper to come in, but there's certain element of respect with that as well. The fact that the guy served there for like 12 years, that has to hold something, doesn't it? I mean, he's had like player of the season 4 or 5 times more than most. But you see people online like, thank God, get him gone, get him that blah blah blah. I'm like, to be honest, I think it's a bit disrespectful personally.
Yeah, to be honest, he has his weaknesses, and we have seen his weaknesses coming out especially in this season. So many blunder mistakes which has costed us so many games. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still not fully convinced. I mean, I see this situation in a different way. If you ask me only this particular situation with De Gea, yeah, definitely he has to. I mean, he has to leave, and we need to get some other better goalkeeper. But now we have so many lot of problems to deal with, and I still believe that striker situation is more important for me compared to the goalkeeper situation. But at this point, if you ask me, this has gone too far, because now still we are not sorted with the goalkeeper situation. Because if De Gea wants to stay here, he should have already signed the contract, and he's still delaying it. So that's if I am the owner, if I am the in charge of this situation, I would just give him a deadline, like sign it or leave. But at this point, the thing is, the problem is we do not have only this goalkeeper situation problem. I see striker problem more as compared to the goalkeeper thing. So if I keep the priorities, the first priority would be the striker, then center back. So, but at this point, they should have not been gone till this level where you are still waiting for De Gea's response to sort out this situation. You should have already been aggressive on this situation. But yeah, you see, De Gea has been part of this team for the last 1 decade and has been involved in most of the games. So, I mean, the polite way of telling him this kind of situations where we want him to go and find something elsewhere, because we cannot guarantee him the first spot after what has happened in last season. But at the same time, I understand the affection. Even I have some affection for him, because I have seen from the starting of my footballing journey, I have seen him playing. I mean, maybe Van der Sar was near his end of his career, and then De Gea came in. So that's where even Romero was there in between. So I think still De Gea has to leave, but the priority is striker. But then again, you see, you cannot sell him, or I mean, you cannot get some amount out of this deal. But then again, you have to buy another goalkeeper who will not cost us less than 60 or 70 million. And then you have a priority striker. Now they are quoting around more than 100 million for a striker. So I don't think how this will work out with the ownership situation. But if you ask me, I would rather say, maybe I may be hated for saying this. At least keep him for this season, and just sort out the other areas, because we do not have that much amount, and striker is the first priority for me.
Well, and Schumann, how would you reflect on the season that's just kind of gone, the future for Erik Ten Hag, especially given this summer window? We have to get this right, don't we, in order for Erik Ten Hag to challenge? Do you think if he just got third and a trophy, do you go then spend another £200 million? The expectations are going to be high, right?
See, that's the thing, with Erik Ten Hag, even after spending 200 million, my expectation would be a top three. I don't expect us to go out and win the title next season, because even if you're bringing in 4 or 5 new players, They need time, because you are not getting those players, tailor-made from the Premier League itself. Just like Arsenal got Zinchenko as well as Jesus. They are like Premier League top level players. Whether they were scoring bangers or not, whether they were the best defenders or not, I'm not talking about that. But they had that mentality to play in a winning team.
Yeah.
So when they moved to Arsenal, things were easy for Arsenal because now they have two players who have just won the Premier League and they're coming to their team and they know what their job is. The players that we are linked with, first of all, Mason Mount, the only reason he is in the market because he doesn't want to sign a new contract. Otherwise, we all know his love for Chelsea. He had a disastrous season last season, but then it was entire Chelsea. Then we are looking at Højlund. All right. We are looking at Højlund because obviously we don't have the money for Harry Kane and we should not be paying. I'm absolutely happy that we have moved from Harry Kane.
Yeah.
You cannot go out and try to spend 100 million plus on a 30-year-old striker who is already in his last season, last year of the contract. And then we are linked with the likes of goalkeeper, Onana or Costa. So this is going to cost. And as Dan said, even if De Gea stays, I would rather play Henderson. I would rather taking a risk with Henderson because if that works out, we save 70 million for the next window. Rather than playing a 32-year-old keeper who we all know is not going to get better. Simple as that.
Just on that, can I interject on the Henderson thing? That's going to be important, though, in terms of sales, isn't it? From a financial fair play perspective. If we're to sell him, that's just pure profit, right?
Exactly. So that's like there were reports that Nottingham Forest want him for 20 million, and I'm like, our recruitment and whatever who's in the negotiation, they should just go out and sign their resignation if they let go of Henderson for 20 million. Simple as that.
Yeah.
When you go out and when you get the likes of Mason Mount being asked for 70 million, 80 million, if you are letting go an English player, who has done incredibly well for Nottingham Forest, and we have seen Sheffield United in the past, and then you let him go for 20 million at the age of 24, you should just retire. I would rather keep him and make him play, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. But I am not willing to let go of someone like Henderson on 20. I am at least expecting 30 to 35. Simple. When a clown like Pickford can go for 35 and 40 million, Everton had the audacity to come out and say, we want 40 million for Pickford, and what has he done? All he can do is basically concede goals.
Pickford's a passion merchant in my eyes. I think he loves to scream. It's the only thing I ever see from anytime I watch him. He's just like,
yeah, he's like the underrated of goalkeeping.
Yeah,
all passion and not much to show on the field.
Hey, I tell you what, it's a good job that Sam isn't on this. My brother Sam is absolutely loves. You said Ander Herrera then, didn't you?
Yeah.
He loves.
He love Ander Herrera, and that's why the hatred is so much right now because he could have stayed.
Yeah.
You couldn't just come out and talk about passion. I love the club, and the moment you get more money, even if the club is matching it, you are like, oh, you know what? Fuck off the passion. I am moving to PSG.
But I don't think United offered him a contract.
Yeah, United offered him 200 grand, something like that, and he signed for PSG, I guess, for 180.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, he demanded 300,000, but obviously no one was going to pay for 300,000.
Because he did an interview, didn't he, after it, saying that the contract weren't offered for ages, and then it was like up until the end, he then threw one out there that was like.
That's when I say, Nick, that if I say in the public, all right, if I am playing for United, if I go out and say, all right, I absolutely love the club to bits and pieces, there is nothing more than this. I know that my board is incompetent. As a player, I know, I am saying, even though I am playing for them, I know that they cannot get the things right. But even if they're coming on the last day and matching the money that I am getting from someone else, I won't even think about the other club. I'm like, all right, I am already a part of this club. Sign the deal. We move on.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah,
you just don't go out in the public and say, oh, I love the club. And the moment you get the money, you take the jersey off and then you are like, I am a Parisian.
Yeah. Well, we could speak about Ander Herrera and many other players who have left the club for a while. We are a little bit pushed for time just due to certain things from the thing. I want to ask you your 5 top transfers now for this summer who you really want. It can be a dream signing. It can be whatever you want. Just your top 5 before we head off.
Top 5 would be very difficult, but if I am just expecting that Qatar is in the mix, I'm not, because with Glazers, I cannot even think of 5, to be very honest. Let alone dream or anything.
Give us 3 then. Give us 3.
Just 3.
With Qatar, we will have almost 300 million, including the sales. Even with Qatar, we won't have what Chelsea had. So I will go with Costa for 70 million. If we have Onana available for less, I will go for Onana. Absolutely, no brainer. I will go for Højlund, but then Højlund 50 million. I don't want Atalanta as a whole. I want one club, one player. So quote the price of the player, not your entire club. First of all. So in 100 million, I can get the entire Atlanta to United. So, and the third would be obviously Mason Mount, because he's available. I think Erik ten Hag likes the player, and he definitely makes us better, because Eriksen cannot play 90 minutes week in, week out. Kim Min-jae is already going out, so I will either be happy with someone like Disasi or someone like Timber. Timber because he has already worked with the manager. Disasi because he really wants to come to the club. And I think he's one guy who brings that physicality, the pace and physicality straight away. Like he does, whichever league he goes to, he will be a bit of mistakes prone, but then he brings that ferocity that we miss at times at the back. So these 4 signings, I think, is very, very possible, with the money that we have.
Yeah. I like it. I can only apologise, really push for time. The Zoom things kind of on the couch. Just want to say, first and foremost, thank you very much for coming on and tuning in. We'll definitely get you on at some other point again for much longer and to discuss much more. And of course, if you want us to come on the channel as well, we're more than happy to do that. Make sure you go check his channel out, United Row. Thank you to the lads for coming on again. Sorry it's short and sweet, but it is what it is. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, click the join button next to the notification bell. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Cheers.